Hello and welcome to the mysterious world of unexplained disappearances. Disturbing and captivating stories that continue to haunt the public. From Daniel Küblböck, a famous German singer who allegedly jumped overboard from a cruise ship, to little Lina Sardar Khil, only 3 years old, who disappeared in a San Antonio park. Each of these stories is unique, fascinating, and tragic in its own way, leaving behind unanswered questions. What really happened? Where are they now? In this video, we'll explore some of the most intriguing cases of the most mysterious disappearances of all time. Once upon a time, there was a young blonde girl named Michaela who had the appearance of a wise and innocent high school student. But one day, on April 12, 2016, she mysteriously disappeared without a trace. The last time she had been seen, she had been dropped off by her grandmother at her school, Sacred Heart in Yorkton, Canada. But when classes ended, Michaela was nowhere to be seen and her teachers had not heard from her. Where had she gone? Photos and surveillance videos of her were found in various locations around the city, suggesting that she had fled the school. But why would she do that? Later, her mother, Powell, learned that Michaela left campus 10 minutes after being dropped off by her grandmother to go to a pawn shop. She then went to the TD Bank to withdraw a small amount of money. Was it for her lunch? Perhaps, but that could not explain her next move. Michaela then went alone to a coffee shop, Tim Hortons, to buy a coffee and drink it alone. An unusual behavior for her, according to her mother. Afterward, Michaela walked to the Trail Stop restaurant where she bought poutine for lunch and ate it. Witnesses said they saw her leave the restaurant at 1:45 a.m. But after that, she disappeared without a trace. Where did she go? What happened to her? Who knows? Some stories are darker than others, and Susan Marie Powell's is one of them. This American mother mysteriously disappeared in 2009, leaving behind a broken family and a shattered community. Her husband Joshua quickly became the prime suspect in the case, with disturbing revelations of his extremely possessive behavior towards his wife. Videos of Susan recorded shortly before her disappearance emerged, showing a violent and aggressive man terrorizing her. And when the courts finally took custody of their children from Joshua, he chose to end their lives before committing suicide. Investigators eventually concluded that Joshua was the culprit behind Susan's disappearance, but the case continues to haunt public opinion and the national media. What really happened that night? We may never know. Enter the mystery of the disappearance of Levi Davis, the famous English rugby player. Levi Davis was a rising star in English rugby, but in May 2021, while on vacation in Barcelona, his life took a dramatic and mysterious turn. After spending an evening in an Irish pub on Barcelona's Ramblas, he suddenly deleted 38 contacts from his follower list on Instagram, with no word on why. Then he sent a smiling video to his mother just before he disappeared. The circumstances of Levi Davis's disappearance are disturbing. His passport was found near the harbor without luggage. Passengers on a boat even claimed to have seen a body floating in the water that night. It is also said that thugs were chasing him for a debt of over 100,000 euros. Since his disappearance, the search for Levi Davis has been fruitless. The investigators have nevertheless put forward several hypotheses. Some believe that he could have been the victim of kidnapping or an accident, while others believe that he chose to disappear voluntarily. But no lead could be confirmed yet. The mystery remains and the questions are numerous. What happened to Levi Davis that night in Barcelona? Why did he delete his contacts on Instagram? Why was his passport found near the port? The answers to these questions remain unanswered for now. The tragic disappearance of Jed Hall continues to haunt people, leaving a veil of mystery over the events leading up to his death. The young boy left his home in the early hours of a cold January day. His Nissan Versa remained unaccounted for several years, leaving no clue as to the boy's destination. Only recently, thanks to a team of experienced divers, was the car discovered in the murky waters of the Snake River. Jed's remains were still inside, revealing a tragic end to his life. Surveillance cameras from the school where Jed was last seen show a young man wearing a mask and dressed incongruously, entering the school as if he had an objective in mind. But what was he after? And why did he choose this tragic end to his life? The answers remain buried with him at the bottom of the river. It is 2005 and Natalie Holloway is only 18 years old when she strangely disappears on a school trip to Aruba, an island in the Caribbean Sea. She was supposed to board the return flight but never showed up at the airport. The last time she was seen, she was outside a nightclub in the company of 3 islanders who were suspected in the case. Questioned, they swear, however, to have nothing to do with her disappearance and are finally released for lack of evidence. Since then, the case has had many twists and turns and has been covered by the media around the world. but Natalie's body has never been found. In 2012, her father filed a petition with the Alabama courts to have his daughter officially declared dead, although there was no certainty as to the exact circumstances of her disappearance. The investigation remains open, and many theories have been put forth, making this one of the most mysterious and high-profile cases of the past few decades. Daniel Küblböck was a well-known German singer in his country when he suddenly disappeared in 2018 about 200 kilometers north of St. John's in the province of Newfoundland and Labrador. The singer was scheduled to take a private trip from Hamburg to New York on the cruise ship Ida Luna. The 33-year-old artist voluntarily threw himself overboard and into the water, according to a witness on the ship. His chances of survival were very slim since it was 6 a.m. and the water temperatures were unbearable. Daniel Küblböck threw himself into the water wearing women's clothes. He was preparing a role as a transvestite for his drama school, and one of the characters in the play died while jumping into the water. Did he take his role too much to heart? The Coast Guard eventually abandoned the search 36 hours after the fact, and the singer was officially declared dead on September 10, 2018. Matthew Burgess was 29 years old when he disappeared overnight in Guernsey. The Guernsey police have deployed all possible means to find the young man. Among other things, they have released a video that appears to be the last time the young man will be seen. A video filmed by the surveillance camera located in the streets of Kreutz-Havelland in St. Peter Port. Matthew appeared to exit Kreutz-Havelland and head right onto Ford Road between 2:50 and 3:20 a.m. on Saturday, January 11, 2020. He had disappeared from the Oberlin Center where he was undergoing mental health treatment. His girlfriend visited him almost every day, and their discussions took place in the Oberlin Center's public shelter outside the secure area. And on the day of his disappearance, Matthew had taken advantage of his girlfriend's absence to go to the bathroom and escape. Unfortunately, his body was found the following February 9th in Havelet Bay. Investigations showed that the young man was using illegal substances and that he was suffering from serious psychological and behavioral problems. However, the circumstances of his death are still not known. To be continued. In October 2019 in Auburn, Alabama, a 19-year-old woman, Anaya Haley Blanchard, suddenly disappeared from the radar. The student was last seen in a short 3-second video in the area of South College Street and Interstate 85. The young woman was caught on a surveillance camera at a gas station. Her vehicle, a 2017 model Honda CR-V, was found damaged 2 days after her disappearance in a Montgomery apartment complex on Atlanta Highway. It was revealed that the young woman last communicated with a friend just before midnight on Wednesday before disappearing without a trace, except for her car. Blanchard was wearing a black dress and beige boots that night. Her stepfather, Walter Harris, Ultimate Fighting Championship heavyweight, has asked his followers on social network to help him find her. A witness of the gas station where she was filmed claims to have witnessed her kidnapping. Moreover, her body was found a month later in Macon County. She was shot and killed by a man named Ibrahim Yazid. He was in the station at the same time as the victim and was filmed buying alcohol and looking in her direction. He was also captured getting out of the passenger side of Blanchard's vehicle. At another gas station, the two were seen together by a witness who claims to have seen the man force Blanchard into the car against her will and then leave with her in the vehicle. In December 2022, in North Queensland, police asked for help from motorists to find a missing woman. The woman's name was Crystal Phillips, and she was traveling south from Gracemere to Rockhampton in a blue Holden Trax estate car. At the wheel was her boyfriend, Jaden Lee. The vehicle had a damaged window, possibly missing. The 32-year-old was last seen at 8:15 a.m. Saturday, December 24th on Old Byfield Road, Kubelblock, near Yeppoon. Crystal is about 5 feet 10 inches, has blonde hair with purple streaks, and has tattoos on her upper right arm and possible facial injuries. In spite of these indications, the police still could not find her trace. Her boyfriend, on the other hand, was seen on Christmas morning at a Gympie gas station on Ross River Road and later on Warrego Highway in Oakey, near Toowoomba. It is very likely that it is Jaden Lee who is responsible for her abduction. This adorable 3-year-old girl is named Lina Sardar Khil, and she is unfortunately missing since December 20th, 2021. The last time she was filmed was in a playground in San Antonio. To help find her, the police of Texas wanted to publish the video. In it, we can see the little one playing on the grounds of an apartment complex in the 9400 block of Fredericksburg Road. Lena was with her mother and younger brother in the moments before she disappeared. She was wearing a red dress, black jacket, and black shoes. A team of more than 100 police officers, detectives, and FBI agents were deployed to find her, but to no avail, as the search so far has led to no leads.